Here's my initial piece of wood. It's about 1 by 9 by 36. Here's my initial instructions I got off the internet, but I'm not very good with instructions. Plus, they have only found about 4 of these things in archaeological digs, so there's probably a lot of variation in their style. I don't have a router, so I'm using this method to hollow out the sound box. Some people take out wood for some distance up the arms, but I don't think that has much of a acoustical benefit. Be careful not to go too deep here. I'll take my thickness down to about 4 millimeters. I got some guitar wood for the belly here from an internet provider. I'm cutting a little sound hole here. I had wanted to do something a little intricate, but I just opted for a round hole. These are just some leftover pieces of wood I'm using here. I took a little break and decided to build a bridge at this point. I wanted to add a little bit of ebony to the top just to make it stronger, and also it looks nice. I cut it down so that it's about half an inch at the base, tapering up to about 1/8 of an inch at the top. The bridge you see here is a little wide, so I ended up cutting about 1/2 an inch off of either side. You'll see it later. Here I'm just etching in a couple decorative lines I've seen in pictures of Anglo-Saxon lyres. I'll probably color those in a little differently. I cooked up a little hide glue here to put on as a sealer. Then I was anxious to apply a little color. This is burnt sienna straight out of the tube, mixed with a little linseed oil. I'm beginning to think maybe I was a little hasty tossing out those instructions. For pegs, I use standard violin pegs with the tuning knob cut off. Now I'm doing a tailpiece. I've seen many different styles of these, and I'm choosing one that is reminiscent of a violin tailpiece. I'm drilling out the holes where the tail gut goes while I still have a stable piece of wood to do it. After some consideration, I decided to add a little strip of ebony here for both functional and aesthetic reasons. Back to adding some color to the instrument. You should know that this method takes a few days to dry. I puzzled a little bit how I was going to attach the strings to this particular tailpiece. Finally, I decided on a method that they use for attaching nylon strings to an acoustic guitar. This necessitated that I drill an extra set of holes about a half an inch behind the original set of holes. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there on how to tie this knot. For string gauge, I'm using, I think, 3 40s, a couple of 36s, a couple of 32s. For my peg holes, I calculated about 7/8 of an inch between holes. You want to make sure that you don't drill the holes too wide for the pegs, otherwise you'll find yourself in trouble. If you've got a peg hole reamer like this, it'll help you get a snug fit, but don't go to the extra expense to buy one. For the aficionados out there, I put on a saddle plus a standard violin end pin. I wanted to see what it looked like, so I strung it up. There's a few adjustments still to make, but basically that's it. In retrospect, I wish I'd made it a little longer and a little narrower, but oh well, maybe next time. Thank you very much for watching.